This is a Ute, and to those of you who don't happen to live in either Australia or New Zealand, I'm sure its appearance comes across as a bit bizarre. The term Ute is short for utility vehicle, or utility coupe, and encompasses a category of cars which combine the bed of a pickup truck with the front half of a sedan or sports car. Down south, these vehicles can be seen frequently, and have stood as a popular choice for Aussies and Kiwis for the better half of a century now. So why doesn't the US have them? Well, America used to have Utes, the most popular of which was, and still is in the secondhand market, the Chevrolet El Camino that was produced and sold domestically from 1959 to 1987. While these are rare nowadays, occasionally you might see them being driven by car collectors or those with a particular affinity for this forgotten body style. During the 1980s, the introduction of SUVs and larger pickup trucks into the American market slowly ate into the El Camino's sales, and by the turn of the decade, Chevy had discontinued the vehicle entirely. Another, more recent American Ute that you might be aware of is the Chevy SSR, Chevrolet's attempt to recapture the magic of the El Camino in a new, considerably more bloated, body style. From 2003 to 2006, you could walk into any Chevy dealership and drive off in a brand new Ute, though once again dismal sales led to the discontinuation of this bulbous car. Or at least that's the story that American auto manufacturers would like you to believe. In truth, it was regulation that was responsible for the death of the American Ute. During the peak of the oil crisis in 1975, new fuel economy regulations were enacted, requiring cars to achieve better fuel efficiency than trucks. As Utes were legally deemed cars, not trucks, manufacturers were forced to reduce their power considerably, while trucks were allowed to continue having larger engines. One of, if not the main appeal of a Ute, was the sports car-like driving experience while retaining the practicality of a pickup bed. And since this so-desired speed was entirely lost in the Ute market, most consumers capitulated and opted to purchase a more powerful truck as opposed to an underpowered Ute. Nowadays, certain trims of pickup trucks are marketed as sporty, echoing the long-forgotten cries of the lost American utility vehicle, and highlighting how deeply we've all been gaslit into pining after ridiculously oversized trucks with price tags reminiscent of buildings. Australia and New Zealand never experienced these regulatory issues surrounding Utes, and as larger pickups were never made popular, mostly due to their inefficiency and the fact that Utes were able to share chassis with popular sports cars and sedans, both of these oceanic nations still purchase Utes in droves, with the body style being the most commonly sold in recent years. Americans have been left indoors to watch through a window as our estranged sub-equatorial cousins play outside with their fancy vehicles, crying silently as herds of Australians and New Zealanders race by, sporting vehicles more efficient in every aspect than we could ever hope to own ourselves. The best we can get, as of now, is purchasing a 25-year-old second-hand imported model, paying exorbitant fees just so we might be able to experience a shred of what those damned Oceanians take for granted. Or maybe, just maybe, someday in the future, auto manufacturers will realize the true potential of this body style, and instead of creating overpriced, strangely engineered enthusiast variants, they'll instead choose to create Utes as they were meant to be. Simple, practical, and a whole lot of fun.